What's the worth of power, if all it buys you is another set of chains? The Colosseum shakes as though the earth itself dreads what's about to happen. Torches spit fire along the walls, their smoke carried on winds heavy with salt and sweat. 1,000 boots stomp in rhythm, 1,000 throats roar for blood. Above it all, banners whip in the gale, torn cloths bearing symbols of fire, stone, sand, and storm. At the center of the pit stands a boy, not a champion, not a legend, just Arian. Shoulders lean, jaw tight, eyes crackling with a light that isn't fully his. The crowd knows him as Stormbound, though most whisper the word like an insult, not a prophecy. They came tonight to see his lightning broken, his spirit trampled into sand. But Arian isn't here to play their part. He's here to win his freedom. The announcer's voice pierces the night like a blade. Release the challengers! Sand shudders, flames hiss, stone grinds. 3 figures rise from the shadows of the gates. First, the fire dancer, skin glowing ember red, every step trailing sparks. Second, the sand tamer, veins of golden dust etched into his arms, eyes like a desert sun. And last, the stone crusher, towering, brutal, fists larger than helmets, his body half carved from rock. 3 masters of the arena, Arian their prey. The crowd bays for slaughter. The first strike comes swift. Fire arcs across the sand, a serpent of flame racing toward him. Heat lashes his face. Arian raises his palm, and lightning leaps, a jagged fork slamming into the earth. Steam erupts, fire devoured by storm. Gasps ripple through the crowd. He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't smile. He only breathes, shallow, ragged. Sand shifts under his feet. In an instant, the ground collapses, dragging him down into a pit. Grains grind against his teeth, his throat. He chokes, suffocates. The crowd howls with laughter, but then, wind. Arian exhales, and the storm exhales with him. A cyclone bursts from his chest, flinging sand skyward. For a heartbeat, the arena clears, revealing the stars. And then stone falls. A fist the size of a boulder slams where he stood an instant earlier. The pit quakes. Arian stumbles, knees nearly buckling. 3 elements against 1 boy. The odds aren't just impossible, they're rigged. Yes, rigged. He sees it now. Fire holds back, its arc shorter than it should be. Sand hesitates, granting him just enough breath. Stone misses, his crushing blows grazing instead of breaking. The gladiator's eyes flick not to Arian, but to the stands, to the masters who orchestrate this theater. The crowd screams for carnage, but the game is fixed, the outcome scripted. Arian was never meant to win. He was meant to bleed beautifully, to fall spectacularly, to make freedom look impossible. And that's when anger strikes. Not the wild fury of a storm, but the cold, sharp kind that cuts deeper. He drops to his knees, head bowed, hands pressed to the dirt. The audience jeers. Is this it? Is he begging? The gladiators close in, grins sharp. And then, silence. A pause so heavy the night holds its breath. Arian lifts his face, his eyes blaze white, his voice raw but unshakable. I am not your pawn. The sky rips open. Lightning crashes, not 1 bolt, 100, 1,000. Spears of light splitting stone, igniting sand, consuming fire. The Colosseum becomes a storm made flesh. A cyclone swallows the pit, flinging gladiators like dolls. Wind howls through the arches, rain lashes down. Drowning torches, silencing chants. The fire dancer's flame sputters and dies. The sand tamer's dunes scatter to dust. The stone crusher staggers, his body fracturing under the relentless strikes. Arian rises through the chaos, cloak thrashing in the gale, his silhouette burned into every watcher's memory. He isn't boy, or pawn, or prey. He is the storm, untamed, uncaged. The masters in the stands lurch to their feet, their rigged spectacle unraveling before their eyes. The crowd, silent. Then a cheer erupts, not for the games, for him. And just as quickly as it came, the storm subsides. The pit lies blackened, carved with scars of lightning. Opponents broken but alive. Arian stands alone, chest heaving, blood and rain streaking his face. He doesn't lift his arms in triumph. He doesn't need to. The sky itself crowned him. But listen closely. He knows the truth. Freedom isn't handed by applause. Not tonight, not ever. The games will go on, rigged and cruel, chewing through lives. Yet tonight, he showed them what happens when a pawn refuses the board. Tonight he defied. So I ask you, if the world itself demanded your chains, would you bow, or would you rise as the storm?